Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, a good day, wherever you are, all over the diaspora in Africa. My name is Bongi Gladness, and you are here with us on Clevenard Open Project. Today, this morning, as I'm here in South Africa, and it's a morning in South Africa, I am Bongi Gladness yet again. It's another day. Today, I'm going to be interviewing the Honorable Commissioner of Safe and Security in Nigeria, Edo State. I'm so excited and I'm very honorable to be having him here, Mr. Kinsley Owagbale. I don't know if I'm saying it right or wrong. It's definitely Owagbale, isn't it? So, good morning to you.
Hi, good morning, and good morning to your listeners and guests all over the world. It's a pleasure to be on your set.
Good morning. Good morning. I'm excited to be speaking to you this morning here in South Africa. I feel so honored to be having an honorable like you. How are you, sir, again?
It is a pleasure. I'm glad to be here, and I hope we have a few minutes productively before I get back to the feed. All right.
Okay, okay. No, I hear you, sir. I hear you, sir. I don't know if I should address you as Mr. Kinsley or Honorable Kinsley or Wagbale. Which one is the good one for you? That will be comfortable.
Just Kingsley is okay. Kingsley is my name, and the positions and titles are temporary. I'm here to serve, so Kingsley is a lot better. No honorable, nothing.
Oh,
Just Kingsley is fine.
I'm very humble. Thank you so much. Okay, yeah, we are going to be talking about safety and security in Edo State to be exact. So, but then I know that we are in Africa. You can actually even suggest whatever that you want to suggest about safety itself, because maybe other countries could learn a thing or two from you. But then, first of all, the first thing that we start here at Clevenard Open Project is to know about you, Mr. Kinsley, yourself. Tell us more about yourself.
Well, okay. My name is Kingsley Uwagbale, born in the late 60s. Even though I know I don't look it, but I was born in the late 60s. I'm in my mid 50s. I'm a logistics consultant. I've worked in various organizations, land logistics, marine logistics, and air logistics. And I'm a performance person. I believe in results, and so I got involved in emergency response in like 7 8 years ago when I had to set up the Lagos State Emergency Response Architecture, which led us to launching Lagos 112 and providing security and emergency services across board in Lagos. And then it was from there His Excellency the Governor of Edo State came into Lagos and saw what we're doing and approached us and said, look, we should come back. And because I'm an Edo man, I'm proudly an Edo man, I felt it was important for me to come back to Edo State and give back.
Yes,
You
yes.
know, some of the things we've done globally. I've worked in many parts of the world. I've worked in South Africa. I've worked in Europe. I've worked in the US. I've worked in several continents of the world by the grace of God. And but you see, security is local. Security is cultural. What will happen in South Africa is not what will happen
Yes.
in Lagos, not what will happen in Aberdeen, not what will happen in Joburg. You need to understand the dynamics of your. So my person is just trying to understand what the issues are
Yes.
and then profile solutions and then try and implement as much as. So that's my short profile. Basically, someone who has been jumping from one sector to another sector, finding his bearing. So I've been in sales, I've been in marketing, I've been in logistics, and now I'm in emergency response services, which includes security, which includes disaster management, which includes public safety. So that's my short profile, if you like. I have my first degree from University of Benin. I have a master's from University of Port Harcourt. I did a program in South Africa in 2004, a postgraduate diploma in negotiations. I've been to Cambridge University for a training. I've been to Harvard University for a training, and I've been to several institutions just learning, and I'm still learning. So I hope by the time I'm done talking with you, I'll learn a few things that I can add to what I'm doing. So
Okay.
that's me. That's my academic profile. That's my work profile. I was a founding director of Kawati Helicopters in Nigeria, and Kawati Helicopters is arguably one of the biggest helicopter companies in West Africa. and I'm proud to be part of them. I worked for Lagos State government. Now I'm working for Edo State, Nigeria. So that's my short profile as quick as I can.
Wow, I'm actually already in awe of all of the experience that you have and all the places you've gone to and the things that you've done for the communities all over with your position and all the positions that you've been in. But then now I want to ask you about where you are in Edo State. What is an experience so far? Like, what is your experience there, and what is happening now in this situation of Edo State for the security and the safety there? What can you tell us about the safety and security of Edo State itself?
Well, I can tell you comparatively, and I use that word deliberately, comparatively locally, comparatively nationally, Nigeria, and comparatively internationally. Edo is safe, very safe. And just to be clear, you cannot eliminate crime anywhere. I've been to Pentagon in the US, I've been to the Fusion Center in the UK, and even on the streets of New York with all the 1 man to 5 men, one policeman to 5 men, you still have crime, even in the subway. So I'm not sure you can eliminate crime anywhere in the world. What you do is to understand the nature of crime, predict them, understand the trend analysis, and then be able to deal with them. So in Edo, where we're coming from, prior to becoming commissioner, I was consulting to the state government on how to use technology to fight crime, on how to understand what are the precursors, what are the things that instigate crime. By the way, just so you know, crime is in two forms in Africa or in Nigeria. It's either people are grieved, are angry, and they are protesting certain level of treatment either from government or companies, or you have criminal elements, if you like, laws, mafias who want to oppress the people. So it's not that complicated. So I've been consulting for the state government. So over the last 4 or 5 years, prior to become commissioner, I've been on the back end, just first trying to understand what is our security issue, right? Like I did say in my intro, how you run Lagos is not how you're going to run Edo State. Okay, how you run Edo is not how you run Abuja or run Kaduna State. There are similarities very well, but you have to understand your so we understood the nature of Edo State. We understand how our people behave. We understand our dynamics, our demography, our culture, our behavioral trend, because you need to understand those trends to be able to plan. And so what we've done is to now look at how to have an architecture. What's an architecture? It's a system where you put things together to achieve something. So what we've done in Edo is to say, look, how do we get everybody to be involved in fighting crime? So we realize that the communities are key because Edo is a territorial environment. Edo is a cultural environment. People respect their kings, respect their onoges, respect their obas and all that. They respect their community heads like that. So we felt that if we get them involved in managing crime, we'll get better results. So what we did was to sit back, do a study, understand our problems, and then come up with solutions that are implementable in the short term. Short term means you go and destroy the crime, okay? But then you are dealing with the symptoms, not the production, okay? So we have to feel, okay, short term means you go in there and rest the crime and let people calm down. And then, but moving forward, the mid-term and the long term, what are the causes of this crime? Can you nip them in the bud?
Yes.
What kind of technology do you need? What kind of resources do you need? What kind of men do you need? What kind of training do you need? How do you bring men, the kings, the communities, the people together? How do you ensure that? Because you see, if you're not getting information on time, you're not getting people responding on time, you're not going to get results. So what we've done in the last 2 3 years, prior to becoming commissioner, was to have an integrated system where everybody is on board. And I think that we've been fairly successful. We have not fully eliminated crime in Edo State, but I think that we can say if you compare 2021 to 2022, 2023, you see a progressive positive trend of reduction in all sorts of crime, whether it is rape, whether it's kidnapping, whether it's armed robbery. There's a gradual reduction. We are not yet in our euphoria. We're not yet in the where we're going, but we could see the trend. So while we are monitoring that trend, we're also watching if there are changes that can happen, that can trigger more things. Keep in mind that the economy is a major factor for crime. The more poverty you have, the more people get desperate, and the more they want to do things more out of desperation. So we are looking now more at preventive security, where you just sit and say, okay, what's the next people will likely do? How do I prevent? So sometimes you man out, resources at locations where you think are flashpoints and all that. So I'm talking in general terms, but I'm saying all this to say that if you compare Edo 3 years ago, 4 years ago, Edo is now relatively safer now than then. Will it get safer in the future? Yes. But the kind of technology we are deploying, the kind of community engagements we are doing, the kind of people we are talking to, the handshakes we are having across board, we see an increasing, safety for the people. All right, that's for security. At some point, I'll talk about public safety, because safety is different from security is part of safety. So safety is a different thing completely. But I'm talking about security now because that's what everybody seems to talk about. All right, so I
But
hope
then
I've answered your
in terms
question.
of the communities, what do you do to make them contribute into safety and security? Because even them, they need to be involved somehow. What do you do for them to actually be aware, like in terms of awareness?
Well, if I get a question, when you're asking how do we get communities involved, there a question.
Yes, involved, yes, in safety and security as well.
Okay, you see, like I told you, Edo is a territorial environment. Land is critical to us, right? People know what they own. They know who owns X land, Y land, and where. So when you know who owns X, Y land, if I have to come and rescue kidnap victims in your land more than one, it means you are a party to that crime. So I'm going to come after you. So what
Mm.
we've done is to get the community to be accountable to their resources. So if we have to go and rescue people in a particular community once, twice, then it means we have to look at that entire community as a whole. Why is it convenient and comfortable for people to kidnap people from the expressway or from any town and come and lodge them in your community and start negotiating what is going on, who are behind that, the road network, the logistics, how did you get there? How did you get to the did somebody see movement? What are the hunters? By the way, we're using the hunters now as well. We have the hunters network who are working for us. When they see movements that are a bit awkward, strange, they get to us. So what we've done is to engage, because the truth of the matter is you can't have investments, you can't have an improved economy if your community is not safe. So you got to choose. Do you want to have a hostile community where nobody wants to invest and everybody is poor, or you want to have a peaceful community where everybody has a sense of security and people can invest? If you know our governor is an investment person, investment governor, and so we are bringing investment across every part. So those investors can only come to where it's safe. So the communities are beginning to see that if they are safe, if they are well behaved, they will attract investment, they will attract several other things. So that's how we engage them, and we're getting results with that.
But then maybe if you can tell me, is there anything that has ever happened, like in terms of crime or any crisis of any sort? And then what did you do about it? What was the strategy? If anything like that has ever happened before?
Well, not effective, but things are happening and are still happening. The point is, first of crime is criminality. So the law will take its chance. I'm not going to come to your committee and say because I'm talking to you now, committee crime. I'm going to get you arrested. I'm going to get you according to the law. So that we're engaging you doesn't mean that we're indulging you, right? We're not indulging criminality. So the laws of the land are very clear. So if you get arrested for committing any sort of crime, it doesn't matter who you are, the law will follow its diligent prosecution. That's the point I'm making. So it's not as if we are doing the count and mistake. No, we're engaging, because when you engage, you are preventing. However, in the event that crime still occur, which it will happen, then the law will take its chance. So it's the police that we are working with the agents of government, the police, the army, the civil defense, we're working with them. We're supporting them, giving them resources. So they do their job. So if they come to your office and realize that you are committing crime, they're going to get you arrested according to the law. It doesn't matter who you are. That's how we deal with that. So it's not strategy. The strategy is just that we engage you to prevent the crime. However, if the crime is committed, then we take action.
And then what about outside communities? Because there's a possibility of you being safe. I hear that Edo is safe, but then what about other communities that can actually come as intruders? Like, what do you do in that case? Or maybe, is there any way for you to help even other communities so that the crime will not, like, come into you or maybe affect you as a community that is safer?
Okay. There's something, just so you know, right? we have a clear map of Edo State, and we understand all our borders. I know every community in Edo State. I have a map of it. I mean, we're talking about technology now. I have a clear map of every community in Edo State. I have a clear map of all the potential dangerous forests in Edo State. I have a map of all our border locations. So what you're asking is that yes, some states around us are not as robust in terms of their security response as we are. So from time to time, we do have incursions from there. And I can tell you, areas like Akoko Edo, areas like Kogi, Akoko Edo, Sobe, Ologo, and all that, we know this. So we are working with all those other agencies, number one, to ensure that people don't come from that place into our community, but we also have a different kind of response capacity on our border states, on our border lines. Do you get my point now? So the kind of response, those areas that are open to people coming from other states or wherever, we have a different level of strength position there to ensure that people are not coming from outside to commit crimes like they used to do.
Because it does happen a lot in other countries, like even here in South Africa, you can say a place is safe, but then someone from outside, like a very much distance, can come and perform a crime. When you hear about the person, you find that the person is from very far, and you're wondering, how did you come to this far community to come and commit this type of crime? So I want to believe that sometimes it will be safer for that particular community to also help other communities outside, because like you said, sometimes even hunger can make people commit crime. So other people that are distant in other communities, they can actually come with a crime in another community because they are hungry in theirs. So now they saw an opportunity in the community that is more safer and calm and quiet, and then they think that, you know what, maybe something can happen here for us. So I wanted to understand if you are able to advise other communities in terms of safety. How can they run it, or something like that? Maybe you mind your own business in your own department, or you also advise other, maybe commissioners or other people. I'm talking about now Nigeria generally now.
Well, I'll try not to speak too much about Nigeria, all right? I'll try to limit my focus to my state, which I have control over, which I can discuss because I understand the dynamics of my state. I'm now public safety and security. I understand all the local governments. I know that every on a monthly basis, on a weekly basis, we do data, we compare situational reports, we analyze them. So I know the area that we have from the green, from the yellow to the red. The red means this area so we have some hot
Right.
spots, and I can support what you're saying that the areas that are border posts with other states are always in red, because no matter what you do, people try to come in and all that. But what we've also done is just like if I don't know what the weather is right now in South Africa, but if it gets very cold and your house is warm, people will want to come into your house to get warm. So it's either you lock your gate completely. If you
Yeah.
are, so those who are cold will not come in. So what we are also doing is that we have noted those border parts, those areas, and then we're ensuring that, like I said, our level of security prevention is higher. So to tell you the truth, we have more special forces in those areas. Now, there are still issues from time to time. Like I said, keep in mind that the crime is Nigeria is not fully locked. As in, it's not like you have a fence. It's not like you have a wall that says this is there. People can. There are farmers going up. So it's just for you to ensure that okay, if there's any strange movement, if there's any awkward movement, your response is vehement, swift, and able to deal with that. Yeah.
And then in terms of business, local business, I can say local businesses. How do you foster positivity around them as well? Because they also go through a lot in terms of safety and security as well. How do you foster positivity for them to actually feel safe as well?
Well,
Local business.
if you look at our data as a state, you see an improved level of investments coming in. For instance, I'm sure if you want to get some hectares of land now to do farming in a, you may not get because most of our lands have now been productively engaged, by people who are investing in agriculture and all that. our mining sector is getting a boost now because conventional energy and mining is working there and investors are coming, right? I think that investors will know where an area is safe or not. Safety is not just in terms of physical safety, it's safety of assets, safety of investment. And as you know, our governor, Governor Obaseki, is an investment person. He's pro investment. And so virtually all his policies are to encourage investors to protect them. So we ensure that they are safe, their workers are safe. Okay. I mean, if you are going to any location, we'll do a risk assessment first of the location you are going to. If we know it's safe, we advise you. If we know it's not too safe because we have ongoing work there, we also advise you. So in terms of safety, I think in terms of investment, I think our investors are comfortable because they see the data. I mean, there were times you cannot even drive around the roads in Edo State, but now you can drive. There are times you can't walk freely at night. Now you can walk freely at night. Crime will always happen, but we're able to respond and deal with them. So I think investors are getting increasingly comfortable, not just because we are safe, but because of the policy of the state government to ensure that there are clear defined MOUs, clear defined agreements, both whether it's for land, whether it's for personnel, even for profit sharing. Because there are things that secure investment. You know, sometimes you want to be sure that if I'm going to invest in South Africa, for instance, it's not going to get to a time when you say the government has changed their policies and then they are engineering it. So Edo is encouraging investors by saying, number one, we are safe. Two, we have good policies that will ensure you can recoup your funds, recoup your profits. Insofar you are doing your bit, you are not exploiting the communities, you are not depriving the communities, you have a role to play. So that's what we come in. So security was good, investors are happy, and I think we're having more of them coming in. We're signing agreements every day. We're doing all that on a regular basis. The statistics are if maybe you should speak to the guy handling our investment Kevin YB. He will give you a bit more information about the level of investment that are coming into Edo State in the last 2 3 years. And of course, safety is one trigger for that. When they feel safe, because they're going to come with their personnel, both foreign and local. We want to be sure that personnel are safe. There's no the kidnapping data. As you can't say kidnapping is regulated 100%. I mean, you can't say that, but I can tell you that in terms of data, kidnapping has reduced significantly. And those are getting more productive in what they are doing now than before. And once you know your personnel will not be kidnapped, you want to go and invest in that place. All right. So that's what I'll say about investments.
Okay, but then if I were to ask you about the crimes that happen, what type of crimes do you experience mostly? Are you saying kidnapping is it's something that you were experiencing here and there, but then now it's not something that is much. But then what about the other crimes? What are other crimes that you're experiencing in Edo?
So,
Maybe break-ins and other ones, yes?
well, to be honest, good question. To be honest, I think crime has reduced significantly. I mean, I'll tell you what I mean. What kind of crime? I mean, you're talking about kidnapping, you're talking about armed robbery, you're talking about rape, you're talking about what else? Fighting and all that. And all that. I mean, of course, robberies will happen pockets here and there. Just so you know, in most parts of Edo State, now we have street cameras. We have cameras in and out, dome cameras in most parts of Edo. So we can practically track you. We can track your vehicle from when you come in and when you go out. Most of our cameras come with license plate readers. We're installing more cameras now on street posts or flashpoint. And so what that does is that very soon the governor we are working on the assembly now to reenact the law that ensures that every business place in Edo State has a camera in front, a CCTV camera in front, so we can work with that. So just to answer you, I think crime as a whole has reduced, whether it's kidnapping, whether there's no, of course, there's courtesy. In December, we had quite a bit of courtesy has been a bit calm in the last 2 3 years, but in December, it became a bit of a challenge to us, which we are responding to it. Keep in mind what I told you, it's not about whether crime should happen or not. It's our ability to respond to them that makes the difference. And so we have courtesy, which has become not so much of an item in the last 2 3 years, became a major item in December. So right now, courtesy is a bit up now. Kidnapping has gone down, armed robbery has gone down, rape has reduced significantly. So we're dealing with courtesy now in a different way. We're dealing with it from behind the scene and all that. So that's what I'll tell you. So courtesy became a bit enlightened in December, but right now, Edo State is calm. and then armed robbery is calm. We didn't have many robbery incidents. There's no the local tests here, somebody stole my phone and all that. Oh, we stole my phone there, but robbery with gunshots and all that, they've all reduced dramatically and significantly.
Then about the strategy that you use in terms of working with police, like can you please at least tell us what is it that you do when working with police? The strategy.
I didn't get that.
The strategy that you use in terms of working with police, like can you tell us a little bit about it as safety and security?
Okay, I'll tell you something quickly. One of the tasks I have as a commissioner is to ensure of governments are working together. It's called interagency synergy. See, one of the issues we've had in Nigeria, which also leads to crime, is that agents of government are not working in synergy. They're not working together. So one of the things we've achieved that made us, you see, that's our strategy. Maybe that's what I should have told you that. One of the things we have achieved in Edo is to ensure the agents of the government go as a team, not individually. So you won't have the DSS go, no, they work as a team. So if we have an intelligence now, we share intelligence. We are aware there's something in X location. So we ask ourselves, what's the nature of that crime? If it's minor, you send vigilantes there. But if it's major, you send police. But if it's something of terrorist nature, and then you send the army and all that. So there is a robust intelligence synergy amongst the various security forces. That's one of the government's achievements. They work together. We meet all the time to analyze data, to look at the issues, to study trend. Okay, and we have the command and control center, for instance, that has all the agencies in one place. So if there's a phone call that says there's robbery somewhere, right there in the command and control center, they know who are going to dispatch, they know how to dispatch. So there's a huge level of synergy and cooperation, and I want to thank all of them. You see, I've been to several states to work, but I'm not sure I've enjoyed the amount of cooperation this state is enjoying from all the agents of the government. I think that's because our governor is particularly a hands-on governor. I think because he's personally involved in security. You see, because he talks to all the agents, all the security heads personally. He engages them personally. He talks to them. So there's a huge synergy, there's a huge cooperation going on, and that's helped us significantly. So whether it's police, whether it's army, whether it's the Air Force, whether it's vigilante, whether it's hunters, each one of them, there's a huge synergy. We work together, and there's huge cooperation amongst all of them.
Well, that's a great one to hear, because I know sometimes the conflict will be about the police not being involved, or maybe, in commissioning, there's a problem where police, they don't really know what's happening because there's no even authority, controlling. So hence I'm asking you that question. But then again, I want to ask about the economy. How is the economy affecting the safety and security? Or maybe how is it? How is it with the economy in terms of safety and security?
Well, I try to avoid the economic conversation, but you cannot divulge economics and from criminality. Of course, as poverty increases, as life becomes, people get desperate, people get deja vu, people get helpless, and so that's potential. So yes. Crime is a trigger, but at the same time, when you also know that if you commit crime, you don't go scot-free, and then you get a check. So it's sad that the economy is the way it is, but I think that people are also, one of the things I know about Nigeria is their resilience. Nigerians are very resilient people. Nigerians are hardworking, Nigerians are coming together. And so once they see that the government also is sincere in how they are, you see, what used to happen before was maybe you call the police, they are not taking your calls. No, now we have a command and control center that anybody can call from anywhere and they'll get a call and then they will respond accordingly. So it's not in police hands anywhere to respond, you will respond because the call comes to command and control center and then you are dispatched to respond. So people now know that even your neighbor can be calling the police when you are committing a crime. So yes, the economy is impacting on trying to trigger or instigate, but more importantly, the state is also responding accordingly. Right, so and I think our state government has also done well, trying to make sure they pay people more than the average. Edo State government, I think it's one of the states that pay people more than they are paying in other states. I think that we also have a health insurance for almost as senior citizens now and most government workers. So even when you are ill and all that, you can go get medical treatment. And so I think the government has also tried to provide buses and all that. So government from its own arm is doing the best it can do to like ameliorate the economic situation. And so the people can see that, they can feel that. And so if you then choose to commit crime, even with all this one, then the law will come after you. So that's just the way it is.
Yeah, yeah, so true. Then about the homeless people walking around everywhere, what is your take there? What do you normally do as safe and security?
Well, there are two things for me. Homelessness is a global problem. In San Francisco, in most cities of the world, even in Joburg, people get homeless for several reasons. Some due for medical, psychiatric issues, some due to depression, some due to. So one of the things we have tried to do as a state is first to identify why people are homeless. First, let's understand why they are homeless. And two, do we have necessary shelters for them? Okay, if we have shelters, where are these shelters and how do we get them there? Of course, if you provide shelters, everybody will jump your shelter because you have a shelter, so you have to do that study. So I can tell you that right now, the Ministry of Gender and Youth, they are working aggressively behind the scene to understand what is, because Edo by nature is not, we have a lot of houses, we have a lot of places. Edo is not, it's not a locked place like Joburg, like New York or like Houston, where rent is huge. Where no, Edo is where there are houses everywhere, there are compounds everywhere. Really, except something is really, really wrong, you shouldn't really be homeless, especially for medical reasons or for other reasons. You shouldn't really be homeless as a base. But if you are then homeless, we have to be sure that okay, we have what do you call it? We have shelters for them. The shelters cannot be a long-term shelter. It's to identify why you're homeless, what do you do, and then of course we know that people who import people from other states into the state, because if they know that your state is comfortable, like Edo is comfortable, other than the general apathy and suffering, Edo is a bit comfortable. We're comfortable in Edo by the grace of God. I'm not saying we have money, but I'm saying what the government is doing is a bit above what the average other state governments are doing. And so naturally people tend to want to come to where there's light from where there's darkness. So we understand that, and when they come, nowhere to stay. So I don't think Edo has so much homeless problem like that. It is there, but it's not critical.
Yeah.
It's something the Ministry of Gender and Youth are handling. And then, well, because the homelessness is a sensitive trigger. Somebody has to eat in a day. So a man that is homeless is a potential crime, either to be used for committing crime or is committing crime himself. So we're keeping our eyes on that from a security point of view. So if you see somebody who's homeless, wonder why person homeless, why are you homeless, where are you coming from? And people will send you back where you are coming from. Because if you are homeless, you are a potential tool in the hands of criminals. It's easier to negotiate with you when you're homeless to commit crime than when you're not homeless. So the Ministry of Youth and the Ministry of Gender, I think they're working on the homelessness situation of Edo State.
And then what are future plans, like in terms of safety and security? What is it that maybe the strategy that you are busy implementing right now, like for that for the future?
Okay, one of the things that we are working hard on now is to establish public safety policies, in a proactive way. Our buildings, our halls, our event centers. What are the limits? Where are the exits? Where are where the restrooms? You go to some event, there are no restroom, and so people are trying to ease themselves or get attacked. If you are doing a major event in a district, for instance, you just plan the event, but where are the conveniences? So those laws, we are working on those laws. We're hoping that within the first quarter of this year, we will launch an aggressive public safety policy for our state. Let me give you an instance. You look at events again, people are doing an event, they're giving an award, and they say they're giving Mr. Kingsley an award for talking to you. And then everybody in my office joins me on the stage. Nobody has checked the capacity of that stage. Nobody has checked whether that stage can take more than a number. And everybody goes, and the stage collapses. We go to political rallies, everybody wants to be seen, and then things happen. Buildings collapse, fire happens, and all that. So we want to have a policy that deals with how to run a school. If you're going to run a school, what are the exit plan, what are the security plan, what are the fire things to install in your place. We don't want to where there's fire in the school, our children are killed, God forbid. So we want to be more proactive. Right now we are reactive. in that sector. So my ministry is working aggressively. We have the policies already. We're just ensuring that all the stakeholders have their input so that it's robust and is acceptable by all, and then we launch that policy. I hope that in the next 2 months, before the end of first quarter of this year, we'll launch our public safety policy that will guide events, that will guide buildings, that will guide even how people do things, and all that and all that. So that's what's critical for us. That's our critical plan. Now, so that when we're living in Edo State at the end of our tenure, we would have left clear landmark run events, and even people park their cars. People build houses and there are no parking spaces. And when there are no parking spaces, that's a potential crime situation. When there's chaos, when there's traffic, crime starts. So we want to be sure that if you are building a big hall or a big house, you must tell us what is your plan for parking. You get the point now. When you're hosting a major event, you don't have to block the road.
Yes.
Because when you block the road, you increase pressure on other roads, and then criminals can begin to do things. So we want to ensure that even when you are planning events, that you get our approval, and that approval it will based on where are your conveniences, where is your fire plan, where is this, where is even your ambulance. I mean, if you are doing a program that is getting over 1,000 persons, you should get an ambulance on the standby. People can collapse, people can faint. You don't have to. So those are things we want to work on in the next couple of days, and probably launch it. Maybe we'll let you know when we want to launch it, so you can give us a coverage.
That would be great. Actually, we'd want to know step by step. We would want to know every progress. So that will be great, because since I've spoken with you, obviously would want to know the developments and further strategies and the things that you've done so far for the people. And again, I want to ask you about the position that you are in so far. Would you say you enjoy it? Would you say you are happy at what you've been doing?
Absolutely happy. I spent absolutely happy. I'm grateful to the governor for giving me this opportunity. I spent over 35 years working in the private sector. I think I've reached the climb. I've been CEOs. I've been a CEO of 2 organizations. One of them is in the stock market. I think I've achieved all I need to achieve in the private sector by the grace of God. And I think coming to the private sector is a new kind of world. It's a new kind of learning. It's a new kind of process. I'm excited about it. I'm happy. It's not been very easy, but again, you deal with challenges. Somebody has to deal with them, and there's something that I tell myself every day. I'm running just one ministry, and the government is running several. If the government can run several and it's coping, why can't I cope? You get the point. So it's tough. I'm working 24. It's a sleepless job. It's a tactless job, but I'm excited. I'm happy to give back. I'm happy to contribute. You see, it's a continuum. In a state of over 5 senior persons, you have 18 commissioners. So for me, being a commissioner is a privilege. Being able to be called to serve is a privilege. It's not because you are so fantastic, it's a privilege. And so for me, I'm grateful for the opportunity, and it's also a motivation for me to say what will be my legacy, what will be the things people will remember that okay, while I was here, this and I did. What are the problems I'm able to correct? I'm not going to celebrate what. If you notice, I'm not celebrating issues. I'm not celebrating problems. I'm just telling you I'm excited about solving problems. So I want to solve problems. Like I just told you now that in terms of public safety, we haven't done enough. I'm the one telling you. I don't need to tell you when I know I've done, because I know it's something we need to do. So I'm happy about being in government. I'm excited actually. It's tough, it's demanding, it's hectic, it's thankless, but it's a privilege for me. It's an opportunity, and I'm grateful to God. I'm grateful to His Excellency for finding me worthy to run this at this time. I hope I do my best in the short time we have, and those who come after us can build on what we're doing. It's a continuum, and that's just what it is. I'm happy.
So you should be happy, because what is important is a passion in what you do. When you are working, every position has a determination. If you are determined to do that thing, if there's a determination in everything that you do, it happens excellently, because you pushing and you are aware and you're observant of the surrounding. So if you are in a certain position as a person, as I can speak for people out there and speak to them as well as they are listening to you, the important thing, or the importance of working in any sector, it's to be excellent and to work excellently, and to remember that you're serving people, and remember about the safety of people. you are in a safety and security. The most thing that should not make you sleep even at night is the safety of people and safety of community. And I'm so excited, and I'm actually happy. I'm honored to be talking to you, especially about safety, because crime is everywhere. Crime, it's always a problem. People are always worried. People are always scared wherever they go. They're worried about kidnapping. They're worried about rapes. They're worried about their homes to be the break-ins, and people can't even move. Some can't even go to vacation because they're always worried about their areas. So to have a person like you, I know that the community is happy, especially there in Edo State. People obviously are excited about you so far. As you were saying that you're excited as well to work further, and you have more ideas, I believe. And may God bless you in everything that you do. And I'm very honored to have had you here. And thank you for also honoring our invitation as Clevenard Open Project, sir. Thank you. That was a commissioner of safety and security, Mr. Kinsley. Thank you so much, sir. And from me, Bongit Latners, it's a goodbye. And I'm very, very honored to have had a man like Mr. Kinsley. Wow, it's exciting. At a state, I believe, even if you are watching, you are also excited as well to know that you are safe. You are safe in your communities. To be having a man
I
like
have to say
you,
something
you
before
are
you
so
leave.
safe. Yes.
Just, I want to say something before you leave. Please tell every adult person that they can dial 739 from their phone or
Okay.
112 from their phone. You see,
Thank you.
that's very important. The first 1 hour for a kidnap is critical
Oh,
because they are moving from one point to their place.
yes.
So please, any issue, armed robbery, rape, medical, you are feeling sick, please dial. It's like your 911. We have it in Edo State. Anywhere you
That's
call, it will come 739 or the 112. That's my parting shot. That's one of my gifts to Edo State. That anywhere you are in Edo State, you can call 739 or you call 112, and I can bet you there are men working there 24 hours, 24/7 every day. You can actually send chats to them as well, and they'll pick your chats. All right? It's a
Thank
pleasure
you, sir.
having you.
Thank
I'm
you.
still being
Thank you
able to
so
talk to
much.
you.
Thank
Thank
you. Thank
you.
you. I believe that they heard it. You've heard it. There's a number to call when you are in trouble. And we are so happy to be hearing this. Even me, where I am here in South Africa, I feel like that is very interesting. For you to be able to get to help, to be helped, just know there's a number. Thank you so much, Mr. Kinsley. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. I'm honored. My name is Bongi Gladness, and I'm signing out Cleveland Open Project. Thank you, sir.
Yes.
It's
Bye.
a goodbye. Thank you.
Bye.